أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. كل عام وأنتم بخير. ما شاء الله تبارك الله. It is today. ما شاء الله تبارك الله. It is the 2nd of Rabiul Thani 1447 Hijri. It is Yawm al-Khamis. It is the 5th cycle. And mashallah tabarakallah, we are enjoying a fasting day on a Thursday, which is the 5th cycle. It is the 3rd, it's the 2 and the 3. The 2nd is the Monday and the third is the Thursday, and that is where 2030 comes in. Of course, as we come into this experimental laboratory of Earth, we are condensed to our finest due to our amnesia and our levels of consciousness. Okay. We are given the task as per our coming into Earth. We have not come in vainly here. Okay, we have not come here to be mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters. We've come here to fulfill a purpose. What has transpired in our lives over the last 2,000 years or 1,000 years, Allahu Alam, we had lost conscious to the degree that parents would kill children and children would kill parents. Okay. This is the state of the lost tribes when they are fraudulently occupied, enslaved, educated, fed, categorized, entitled, put into the deepest spell that you could ever have found yourselves in. Once your conscious is switched off, you become unconscious and you are lost in your physical body. Okay. اليوم ننجيك ببدنك لتكون آية لمن خلفك. So, as you are in the ascension period of a civilization, when a door is closed since your COVID evictions, those of us who were awoken, they are standing, they are finding qiyamah. Okay. They are transforming into a higher frequency, a higher order, and they're going to be present in the age of Qiyam. Okay? In the age of Qiyam is the age of awakening, where you come to understand who you are, you come to understand who is your soul tribes, you come to understand how you are removed, how is the fear removed from your heart, so that you can understand what it is to live eternally. Okay? That cannot happen when you're dead, people. Get that out of your minds. Religion corrupted you. Okay? Each thing has an expiry date on it. Everything has an expiry date on it. The religious beliefs that you had once upon a time embraced is no longer valid in your lives, psychologically. Whether you accept it, your children will ratify it for you. Your children will tell you who you are in the next moment. Okay? It's got nothing to do with me and you anymore. It's got to do with them and how the digital age and how the digital consoles has remoduled their way of thinking, their way of understanding God, their way of understanding divinity, their way of finding purpose. Okay, their purpose will be given to them by the heavens, because they were the victims of their past generations, their parents that had sent them down the rabbit hole, and now they are uncovering the inner secrets of their purpose, of their ancestors. Okay, the fall of the 5 pillars. Look, you and I are going through a very harsh awakening. Those of you who have been waiting for Hajj accreditations and deferring and preferring and waiting, it's time that you realize that a generation was wiped out. Okay? Um, People who had wishes to go in 2045 and 2035, and that line of communication with the future, okay, has been pulled under your feet, okay, psychologically unconscious. Just explaining to you what is happening in the conscious lanes of the civilization that is now going to, she's coming in with force. As you can see, things are happening in a matter of seconds. It is disappearing. Your futures are crumbling, okay. It is destined for you, South Africa. It is yani, where your people, your great mothers of this land has been violated. Foreigners, yani, people who are foreign to the culture of the land, has occupied it. Okay, you have given over your your chastity and your sovereignty. Ah, you have given it over to strangers, and they have taken the last generation to the lowest form of yani, unconscious spells. Okay, when God Allah Almighty erases the fifth pillar, you have to start asking yourselves the following questions. Now, the last contingency of people that you went and engaged into a higher realm of changing spiritual energy, spiritual currency. Okay, your last foot soldiers that you send out to find the keys of destiny, of the eternity, of the purpose, of the great ancestors, of what is prophecies. None of them came home with keys. Hulle weet nie wie hulle is nog altyd. Hulle wil weer gaan register om te gaan. Those people who went, they are going to block those people that didn't go now, and they're going to take their children. What? Because it is hell now. This is hell in your lives. Okay? It's gone. The opportunity that you once upon a time had, you're going to pay 100 million. You're not going to get the answers because you're looking for the answers on the wrong place. That advent, that philosophy, that methodology, that shara has been forfeited. It has been substituted. There's a new manasik coming in, okay, for your next generations. Your mothers, your fathers, you as individuals, until now, some of you had gone for Hajj, you still expect yourselves to go to hell. So your philosophy, your way of understanding is redundant. Okay, it's not according to the scriptures and the scrolls. Right? You come into earth to sin, and that is where your adversary has kept you imprisoned. Okay, you have inferior complexes. You suffer of inferior complexes. You didn't come from a god. You came from Shaitan. Shaitan has an inferior complex. Allah doesn't have. Okay, you live simultaneously in the presence of Allah, yani in one body. Okay, you have just been given a scientific understanding of life and a scientific God and a scientific religion, and therefore you cannot escape the prison. Okay, therefore you pay for for your redemption. All right. Um, when the fifth pillar of yani the when the fifth pillar yani breaks the equilibrium, that's where most of you are residing in psychology and in conscious. Then you are back in the cube. Okay, you are back in one of the angles of the four corners of that cube, the rukns. Okay, and now you have to re-establish who your God is. Who are you? Why must you take this loop of faith? Why must you search for forgiveness? Why does a God send you to earth to like milk you. And this time around, just the rich, the poor is let off the hook because they have they don't have, they have a clear conscience. It's the rich that has a messed up civilization and a messed up yani, heart and mind. Okay, it's just how the situation is. Because remember, what is going to unfold now is you're going to be exposed to the most yani, awful truths that you never wanted to hear in your lives. The fact that money is going to be yani, is going to testify against us. Okay, we created it was a Ponzi scheme, people. It was a pyramid scheme. The people that are not born yet, they're supposed to pay the debt that we are incurring on this side of the paradigm. Okay, it was like that's been exposed. Your children knows about it already. They know you live in a lie, a debt. Okay, a credit economy. They know that you lived with riba and that you fed them with riba. Okay, there's no way you can get away with it, people. We ate fictional, yani, wow. Okay, there's no, there's no value to your money when your adversary is printing it for you, and your values are all the time being decreased because of him eating your value of your wealth. You don't have wealth. You've just lied to your children, showed them the most yani, devastating results of the last generation as to how their lives are crumbling as fast as how the Hajj was pulled under their feet. Okay, there is a story to this, but just because you're not following your Quran. Remember when Ibrahim, yani, Ibrahim is an allegory. It's not a patriarch. Nobody saw a prophet. Nobody saw it. It's just in the verses. It's the word. As to what your word means, that is to what your projection is. But it's only in the now. Okay? So your children will understand Ibrahim as a matriarch that comes to verify, clarify, and bring in the Ibana, the Mubin, okay, to bring them back into the Ban, okay, into the scroll, right? For them to know that it is only processing within them, okay? Unlike the parents and the last generation that got infatuated and wanted and he couldn't let go of the fictional material, yani pandemic, okay? That was the attack. That was the virus that attacked the motherboards, right? That civilization was destroyed, people. You don't live in truth. If you don't live in truth, you live a lie. Don't you understand? Lies cannot live unless you forge a denial spell. That's what most of us are living in. So we import gods and we find salvational patterns like we're worried about the Hajj now. You haven't read your Quran because your Quran has been upgraded. Maybe the Hajj is not what you have to pay for. Maybe it was always free. But you were just left in the lowest form of consciousness where you had to pay for your salvation, but you don't know. The COVID yani, is a flip, it's a shift in conscious, okay? A shift in rationale, a altered state of conscious that it brought. It comes as the Rasul, it brings a new soul. That's the Rasul because none of you missed anything. You've just been educated by your adversary to believe that there was idolatry, but they didn't tell you that you were the idolatress. Okay, we were the idolatress. Okay, we went and found a loop in a system where we thought we were missed out and books was created and all these different things because we forgot who we were. We forgot what is conscious. We forgot our scrolls. We couldn't tap into our chapter. We were misaligned here, okay? You're only conscious. You're us in a different spell as a believer. And that is ranking you as an adult. You can be 80 or 90 years old today. Your children is going to see you for exactly who you are because they've been given a different methodology of yani, rationale. Okay, they got a different understanding of Allah, not like what you had controlled your God and gave him to gave him monies to satisfy his needs. Okay, that was a capitalist God. You didn't create. You were not punished by your God, you punished yourself here. وَمَا ظَلَمَهُمُ اللَّهُ وَلَكِنْ كَانُوا أَنفُسَهُم يَظْلِمُونَ. This whole thing is backfiring here, guys. Your children, your great grandchildren that is coming will not remember who you were because of the darkness. They're coming into light and you're living in darkness in your psychology, people. Okay? You will be the idol worshippers in their understanding, and you would be those who had bribed the God with fictional money which he never created in order to be left off the hook. So when your Ibrahim story appears in your allegory and in your timeline as you mature, like many of you did not mature, of course, you still have to pay for your sins, okay, for salvation. So you are a defunctional civilization, okay, you're not conscious, you are unconscious. We are unconscious, okay. For the things we want to do, how we want to bribe gods, okay. That is because we've been blind following in the process, right? Hear it from your children. من أنفسكم قد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليكم عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. Okay, rather hoor het van julle eie, moenie dit hoor van foreigners mense. Moenie laat Donald Trump vir julle sê julle gaan hel toe nie. Laat jou eie kinders vir julle die waarheid sê, because it's easier that way. Okay. It's the unconscious state that we have been left in, and no religion, no God from any religion came to help you. And that's why you're on the outside. That's why you're fighting a liberational cause, because you could not be liberated in this process. You don't know consciousness, okay? You had to escape the stagnancy. Read your scrolls, get into alignment with your higher self, understand what's the meaning of consciousness. Okay? Understand that Allah is conscious, understand that there is one nafsin wahida, yani there is one body that we all live in the presence of Allah, not going to Allah. Okay? You failed to tell your children the truth, you see. You couldn't find the real God, so you created fictional gods in the form of religion. People, your parents, your children must tell you the truth, because they seek an exit, okay? Because they are souls, they are soul tribes, and they are here to make you understand how devious you have become in earth, okay? How confused and how misguided and misled and how infatuated you had been educated. Okay, so they come in as a pure breed, okay, from the heavens in their DNA, in order for them to steer clear of their past generations. You know, they will not carry your names, wallahi, thumma wallahi. They will carry the mother's names. Okay, it's a matriarch age, people, and they will not, they will not meet up with you in Jannah, where they are going to reside. Okay, Jannah is consciousness, Jahannam is unconsciousness. Okay, so as most of you are busy with a false god, okay, and in that condition of unconsciousness and have false identities and are performing false rituals since after COVID, we got nothing to do with pre-COVID. We are speaking about post-COVID, because that was the shift that came. Okay. Those of you who found the Rasul, those of you who found the messengers, those of you who found your message, those of you that made your sujood, those of you that found your masjid, all inside, nothing on the outside. Jannah is not outside, Jannah is inside. You build Jahannam as a matter of an illusion, and you build God's houses as a matter of delusions. Okay, you must come. This is a time where فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. Okay, this is the fact. Okay, فَتَقْنَاهُمَا. Okay, if you understand the inner meaning of the Quran, Okay, this is not for religious scholars, it's for people who are liberated. Okay, religion is yani, at this moment in time, it's got the worst dogma because yani, if you understand where you're going to with your new fifth pillar, it is synthetic now, it is bionic. You're not going to deal with a human being. When you make your intention, you have to pay an online system. Okay, you talk to yourself. It's nobody talking to you. You're just being modeled scientifically and technologically, but you don't understand what it is doing to you and what portal is opening up into you. If you register in that format, it is not Hajj, people. It's not spiritual. It is a cyber Hajj. Okay, it's not real. Believe you me, it's not. You have to find a new. There's a new yani manasik that will come for the new generations over the next 1,000 years. Okay, that one is bankrupt at the moment. Julle kan sien wie ewe gaan, hulle kry nie hulle kiesie. Hulle weet nie wat is die mafatihul ghaibi. Hulle is nog altyd bang vir die dood. Hulle is nog altyd bang om vir hulle sonde. Hulle weet hulle was nie vergewe nie. Nou, hoe gaan julle nog dan toe? Baca julle dan nie in die Koran nie. Het julle nie geweet as expiry date op alles wat Allah Ta'ala gemaak het. So, mashallah, tabarakallah, I'm going to early tonight for dhikr, yani, because we have some bit of commitments, but may Allah Ta'ala accept your puasa today and have a beautiful evening, inshallah. Shukran jazilan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يا مصطفى كل شيء لله يا نورا من نور الله يا مصطفى